Hey, it's been a while since I've done any lives or shown up on Instagram, and it's because I hit burnout back in December, and that led to me spiraling into depression. And I actually stopped living the Purium lifestyle fully, and that haven't done been like 3 years. So a lot of things changed when I stopped eating Purium at that full volume and intensity that I usually do. And I want to go over that because it just shows me right away just how powerful these superfoods are. So what really happened was, as you guys know, I've been doing all these treatments since September and they've been going really great, but they are quite exhausting and demanding on the body. It's ozone therapy. And I've been going twice a week since September. So I've hit about 21 sessions so far. And it was a lot, and I started getting back into performing again. You guys were seeing me doing all these LED shows. My Ice Queen came out to greet everyone for the holidays, and that was really fun. I definitely took a turn from contortion to LED performing because it's a lot easier in my body, and my body's still kind of rehabilitating from everything that it's gone through in the last year. But it was still a lot for my system to be performing all that much and then doing all these treatments. And not to mention, my treatments are like an hour and a half north from where I live, so there's a lot of driving there and back. So basically my weeks were revolving around lots of travel, lots of treatment, lots of rest, and then over the holidays I was performing a lot. So I hit burnout. And burnout, if you've never been there before, is really challenging. It's like this really intense exhaustion that hits you, physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, emotional exhaustion, and spiritual exhaustion. So you're basically just spent. And because I was so zapped, I was depressed. And I didn't know I was depressed. I just thought I was really, really tired. And, being that exhausted and burnt out and tired led me to not living this Purium lifestyle fully. I was staying with family over the holidays and I was still eating whole foods. And I thought, oh, well, I don't need to have, I usually have 3 to 4 shakes a day. And I was like, I don't need to have these shakes as much. I've got all kinds of whole foods here. I'll have a whole flex breakfast kind of thing. And then I'll have lunch and then I'll have dinner, and things kind of got swapped around. And even while eating these whole foods and eating quote unquote healthy, I had a lot of cravings that started to slip back in. The first one was sugar, and the second one was alcohol to cope. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big alcohol drinker as it is. I usually drink very rarely, and if I do, it's one glass. So it's not like I was binge drinking alcohol, but I was having a glass or two of wine a day for probably about 2 weeks because it was the holidays and because I was burnt out and I was exhausted and I was also depressed and I didn't know. So I was really starting to snack on a lot of chocolate pretzels, which have a lot of refined sugar and seed oils, and I just got really into that. And I gave myself the excuse, that I'm always on top of my diet and I'm always disciplined and I'm always working out and looking out for my health. I need a break. And so I gave myself permission to just indulge for however much I wanted. And I noticed that if we drew a scale, you would see that as I was drinking less Purium, my shit cravings was going up simultaneously. It's incredible. And this happens to everyone I speak to who take a break from the Purium lifestyle or end up having 1 shake a day instead of their usual 2 or 3. It totally changes you. And this was happening. These sugar cravings and snacky craving things started to come in while I was eating organic whole foods. It's crazy. And it just shows me that the food that I buy that's organic, that's in my refrigerator, is just not as nutritionally dense. It's just not. It doesn't have the same nutrition, content, or quality or volume that a Purium superfood drink does. Why? Because the foods that we're getting, they're laced with glyphosate. Even if you're getting organic, they have traces of glyphosate. Glyphosate's gonna affect your gut lining. It's going to affect your immune function. It's going to affect your cravings. So right away, glyphosate is the first thing that we're looking at. But second, a lot of our foods, even while it's organic, they're being picked really early and then they're being shipped all over the place, and then they sit in refrigerators or like sit on the shelves for a while. So they're picked too early before they're fully like nutritionally full of all of that good stuff. And then they sit in the fridge on the shelves and they're losing all their enzymes, and then they come home and sit in our fridge for a while. So it's not really fresh. It's not really straight from the farm right into your stomach the way Purium is. Purium is grown from amazing nutrient-dense, nutrient-rich soil. It's grown organically. It's tested for glyphosate. And they pick it when it's peak ripe, and then they air dry it at very low temperatures. Because remember, if you heat up any kind of fruit or vegetable, it's going to lose its enzymes. It's going to lose its nutrients. And so what Purium does is they pick the food when it's the peak ripeness, when it has the most enzymes, the most nutrients in it. And then they take it to their facilities and they wind dry it at very low temperatures. They test it for glyphosate, mold, anything that could possibly potentially contaminate your food. It's tested for all of that, and then it's shipped straight to your door. So technically, what I've got in here is like what we would call farm to family. It's like straight from the farm right into my stomach. The best nutrients, so nutritionally dense, incredible. And even like the ingredients that are in here right now, I have over 30 different ingredients in here. Superfood ingredients. Stuff that like if I tried to buy individually would cost like well over $1,000 in groceries. But it's just done with such care and such quality, so much love in these foods. And so eventually, after the holidays, I realized, holy shit, I'm in burnout. I'm really depressed. And my health isn't so great. A lot was going on for me. And I realized I need to stop. And it was really amazing to just have something to fall back on. I think that a lot of us fall off track. That's very normal, especially around the holidays when we're eating different foods that we normally do or indulging more than we normally would. And it could be hard when we're around family members and they have a different diet than us. There's so much going on. There may even be pressure to eat certain foods. And so we all fall off track, and that's okay. But it's like, how do we get back on track, and what do we do to get back on track? And a lot of us don't have a system, or we don't have something that we know and trust and we've put it to the test and we know that it supports us. Well, for me, this Purium lifestyle really is that. I know that anytime and every time I've been struggling with my health, with my mood, with my cravings, my energy levels, even like my sugar addictions or any other kind of food habits that are not, favorable, this Purium lifestyle has always had my back. And this time it proved it to me again and again. And it just keeps happening again. And I feel like I really need to share this with you guys because this is a real tool. These foods are a real, like the most incredible system of nutrition I've ever come across. And so as soon as I decided I need to cut out alcohol, I need to cut out sugar, and I need to start getting back into this devotion to self, that's when I said, okay, how many shakes have I been having in the first place over the holidays? And the answer was one or none. Yeah, not very proud of that. But anyway, so I promised myself that I would start making sure that I get all my green shakes in, my protein shakes, my barley greens, like all the staple nutrition that I was following before. I'm going to do it now. And so what I did was I started having 3 shakes a day, and like that, everything changed. It took 3 days for me to completely like cut my sugar cravings. After the first day of shakes, I didn't crave alcohol for coping. It's not like you get over burnout right away, but when we reach for sugar and we reach for alcohol, it's because we're trying to cope with really heavy feelings, right? And so I started to feel lighter immediately with these superfoods, and it made it so simple and so easy to cut out alcohol and sugar. And I just haven't craved it. I haven't missed it. Everything in my system has been clearing up. Food has been like a really big support for me. And I just feel like all I have to do, it's not even willpower with this Purium lifestyle. All I have to do is make sure I have 3 shakes a day. And then I'm not even needing to use my willpower to say no to unhealthy foods. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if we're not nourishing ourselves on a cellular level, then our body's constantly looking for a quick burst of energy. It's looking for quick nutrition, and it reaches for that with like carbs, sugars, and all that kind of stuff, right? Because your body knows that's how I'm going to get a quick bang of energy right now. It's just, let's just have a chocolate croissant or whatever, you know? And so having the system has just simplified for me. I just put this in my body. The cravings are gone. I don't have to use my willpower. I don't have to think about it. You know, I don't have to make myself promises that I can't keep. And I just feel like we're up against so much with all the shitty food that's out there and the processed food. You guys, like, once you actually start reading the labels, like I told myself I'm going to cut out, as a devotion to myself, I'm going to cut out refined sugars and seed oils. And you can't buy anything in a box without seed oils. And you really got to look closely because most crackers and things like that have sugar in it, refined sugar. So when you really start cutting these things out, it's like, damn, I can't have anything that comes in a bag or a box that's been processed. I can only have whole foods and Purium shakes, and you know, it's very limiting. And so I'm just grateful that I have these shakes because they taste really good. They taste sweet, even though they don't have any refined sugar in it. It's sweetened with monk fruit. It's incredible. It's got all kinds of fruits, proteins, mushrooms, antioxidants, superfood greens, depending on the shake. This one's not the greens. This one's the chai protein and the pumpkin spice protein. And then I put in a little bit of the mushroom blend that we have, the mocha mushroom blend. I threw in a whole banana, and I've got like tons of mushrooms in here, tons of protein, all kinds of vegetables, root vegetables, and that's it. You know, I have like 30 different ingredients in here, and it just has saved me. So today, I'm really back on track with my health, and I'm just focusing on my nutrition and my devotion to myself, to my body, to my ritual. And I've had 3 shakes today, and then I'll be having a whole food dinner. And then in between, if I have any cravings, like if I happen to still be hungry, which actually hasn't happened at all for me, but some people it does, then I'll just put in some flex foods. I'll have, you know, a salad, a guacamole, veggies and hummus, crackers and cashew dip. Like, when you're trying to lose weight and change your cravings, the Purium lifestyle is the easiest one to do because you still get to eat. And it's really like a what is it? We lose weight, we lose inflammation, we improve our health by actually adding in the good stuff, and it just pushes out the bad stuff and it makes no room for the bad stuff. So this isn't like a starvation kind of a diet or a program, and that's why I love it. You get to eat on this stuff, and right away I notice I've lost 3 pounds. I look much slimmer. Inflammation in my face has gone down. All my sugar cravings are out the window. Not having any alcohol at all. My mood is more stable, my cravings are stable, and I'm not having to rely on my willpower. So I can't speak highly enough about these superfoods, and it's happened time and time again with people who are like, I'm not sure I notice a difference with Purium. I'm like, first of all, you gotta wait long term. And then if you still don't notice it long term, then take a month off. Everybody who takes a month off from this lifestyle comes crawling back, because once you experience this nutrition, once you experience this high vibration of what this food does to your mind, your body, your soul, and your cravings and your vibration, then you know, and it's that's what happened for me. I fell off the wagon and I came crawling back. So I'm so happy to be back to my devotion to self, and I just had to share this goodness about these shakes because they have been transformative. After 3 years, heading into 4 now, they continue to change my life. It's because of this Purium lifestyle that I am off of 4 medications that I've been on for 18 years. And these drugs are highly addictive. I'm off of biologics injections. I'm off of steroids, prednisone, methotrexate, painkillers, and Zopiclone sleeping pills. Actually, I think that's 5 pharmaceutical drugs that I've been addicted to. So if these foods can do that to me in 3 years, I'm curious where it can take me 3 years from now. And it's okay. Sometimes we fall off the wagon. It happens, you know. We go through fluctuations in life. So anyway, I'm back on my devotion to self and my nutrition, and I'm super happy. And if you guys are looking for some kind of solution for your new year, something for your cravings, something for your health, if you're dealing with chronic pain, anxiety, or depression, I can't speak highly enough about these foods to be a source of support for you. So definitely get in touch.